the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Nsem-Pii for Yamamu Kwaba at the mobile biggest platform is on 9 months in office. The NDC government, their lies, their propaganda, the political gimmicks as that is posed. Dr.Yaw Adutwum, former education minister and flag bearer hopeful of the new patriotic party, NPP, a grantee interview. NDC before elections 2024, Eka Ghana for a free SHS. They are going to distribute the money to headmasters in various schools. Emo dia tonua e dia aduane e dia mankola no. This aponche no mu hia no mo ankasa koto. Na omo baaye no omo start here within 4 months omo ba mu abu. They have gone back to the old way na NPP no mo use buffer stock e dey to aduane distributions echo various secondary schools across the nation. This is one of the propaganda exposés. NDC ka so wo ba free SHS double track no betwam. First time I'm try Ankosiaga, Dr. Yaw Adutwum, I reveal a lot of secrets, deep secrets. And Yama Ekoswa, Mwa, Yanko
9 months since this new government. Since you left. What's your verdict on the way your successor has managed first pre-SHS policy? Happy with it? Is it keeping your legacy intact?
I think in some areas, they are keeping the legacy intact. In some areas, I'm not seeing any progression of the legacy, but at least whatever we left is being kept. So STEM education, they haven't done anything towards STEM education. When you look at areas where they promised that within 120 days, they will eliminate the double track.
Yeah, but it's still an agenda of theirs.
Yes.
Haruna says in August 24th, quote, the double track system has impacted negatively on quality. It says students have fewer contact hours and less study time, which affects their performance, and they're so committed to scrapping
Unfortunately, my brother Haruna doesn't understand. And the staff at the ministry have done great injustice to him. They should have shown him the data. They should have shown him the numbers in terms of contact hours. And they should have also told him that about 35 or less % of the schools are on double track. The rest of them are no longer on double track. So he shouldn't speak as if all schools are on double track. About 65%, now going to 70%, are no longer on double track. They're on single track. In his own region, Tamasco has been off double track for the last 3-4 years. A number of schools are no longer on double track. So he should give that history. The idea that it has harmed education. Look at the WAEC results and it should tell you it hasn't harmed education. I tell you this, the only people that have sympathy for, and I wanted to make sure we get rid of double track, were the headmasters. Even though they were allowed to go on vacation and leave the work to the assistant heads, many of them will not do it. I know Pokwa headmaster did that every year. He went on vacation and left the assistant head in charge. I was always teasing her, hey, you were able to go? He said, when I'm gone, I'm still working with them. But many headmasters, they want to take a chance. Maybe the assistant may not do what they wanted to do. So if you talk about a group that had my sympathies, it was mainly the headmasters.
They formed an 11-member committee to face it out.
And when they formed it, how many days did they meet to come to the conclusion that they couldn't? The 120 days that they said they were going to face it out within 120 days. In fact, they put some schools on notice that single track schools not to open because they're going to combine their opening with all the other schools. Then they realized that they couldn't. You see, the knowledge and ideas that went to the double track, I always say that communication can kill you. We did not communicate well at the beginning. So we were overtaken by events. It was a novel idea, something different, never happened in Ghana, but it had happened in America. I taught in a double-track school system. We didn't call it double-track, and that name, too, was a problem. When you say something is double...
But you held on to it even as a minister.
No, but what do you do?
You didn't change it.
What do you do?
You rebrand the name.
No.
You change the name to something else more appropriate.
No, it was already done. we have close to 70% of the schools already off double track. So what was the point? The point I'm making here is this. You always have to make sure you fully understand. I mean, they recently launched the B-STEM. We launched B-STEM here in November, right here, November 7th, right here in East Legon. I launched B-STEM. Then I heard the minister launching it again in Sunyane. But it wasn't a problem for me. Relaunching is affirmation of something good that I did. So I commend him for affirming that something good that we did.
What about the fact that free SHS has not been extended to private schools? Good idea.
Before I get to that, there was this idea that when they come, they'll give headmasters the money. Headmaster can buy a goat, buy anything, feed the students with it. They tried it for 5 months and saw that it was not. Now they've gone back to the same way with buffer stock and commodity exchange. They've gone back to what we were doing because they saw that giving the 100% of the money was not going to be.
Why is that?
I mean, the minister said that he got communication from the presidency that the children were not being fed well. And they reversed themselves.
But your approach didn't quite solve the problem of feeding. Feeding was still a challenge.
But they've gone back to the same thing.
Yeah, but then,
so watch them closely. You are the news media.
Yeah.
You are Joy News. Watch them closely because they said what we were doing was not good.
History has a bad habit of repeating itself.
Why are they going back to it? Ask them. Now that you have them, ask them for them to tell you why they had to reverse what they promised before they were voted for.
Because you look at the PIAC, Public Interest and Accountability Committee, they did a report, obviously because they are a body that looks into how you spend oil revenues. And first challenge they list is delays in food supply. They talk about second, corruption in food supply. 2, the first 2 top on the list of challenges related to food. So something must change.
Food was, but it hasn't changed. They've gone back to it. Food was not supplied by the ministry. It was given to the Ministry of Agriculture through buffer stock to supply. So when you are the Minister for Education, it's not as if the money is given to you to pay people to supply and you are not paying. Buffer stock is in charge. The minister have no hand in who to supply. It's buffer stock that offered all the contracts. The only time that the ministry came in was when the money was released by the Minister of Finance through the ministry to the controller, then back to the ministry for a check to be written for buffer stock or commodity exchange. That is the extent of involvement of the ministry.
You give me your assessment of the privatization of free SHS. It's gone out to private schools.
I don't understand the logic.
Why don't you?
You see, the thing is this. What are the schools that you want to take off double track? So let me give you an example. Presec is double track. You don't want Presec to be double track anymore. Find comparable schools that parents will gladly accept to go to that are private schools so that you can decongest Presec. So you have ICS, International Community School, not too far away from Presec. Will parents who are supposed to go to Presec be willing to go to ICS? I bet yes, but can you afford it?
Yeah, so the government thinking is that the free SHS will not cover private schools can run free SHS and the students won't pay anything.
No, but what I'm saying is that the critical thing in Ghana, you see, when you don't get the whole thing right, you prescribe the wrong solution.
So you think private schools
you see, the thing is
wrong?
The thing is this. The issue is that, first of all, you have to understand why we had double track. If you don't understand it, your solution will be wrong.
But I don't think that the private schools is a solution to the double track.
That is why they brought it. Go and read their policy prescription. They say they will bring that so that they can eliminate double track.
But it's good in itself, right? The private schools have space. And they've always, when you were there, actually, they did press conferences calling on you to bring them on board.
The private school has space. What we don't understand in Ghana is that parents have a right to select the school that they want their children to go to. Yeah. And everybody wants category A school. So if you don't have category A private schools, parents are going to have nothing to do with it. Those who go to B will want to have a comparable category B private school so that will meet their needs. Because, and the reason why I was saying this was that the double track was not introduced because of lack of space in our schools.
It was introduced because?
It's lack of space in desirable schools. So if you go to category C schools, there are some schools with empty beds, empty classrooms. But parents say, I don't want my child in category C. So what the challenge is that you have students, the parent preference for these top level schools. So what we need to do is whenever you build a new school, how fast can you make it a top level school? So I'll give you an example of Abomosu, where we got an assistant headmaster from Presec to go and preside, to bring Presec best practices there. Because we're following what has happened in this country. Manfi Methodist Girls was not always like this. It took an assistant headmistress from Wesley Girls who went there and Manfi changed. Ahantamine Girls, assistant headmistress from Wesley Girls, changed the place. Quite recently, there's a school there where assistant headmistress, assistant headmistress from Wesley Girls go there, change the school leadership counts. So what we decided to do was that not only are we building new schools, but we affiliate them with the existing high-performing schools
to lift
them up. Now, Bosomtri Girls have been existing for 4 years. We have 2 parents who have contacted me with 118, and they want Bosomtri Girls. The school has been there for 4 years because of the affiliation with Wesley Girls through Mrs. Jokoto, who goes there to train. In fact, MasterCard Foundation hired her to go there and train the teachers. And she's doing the same for a number of the new schools. Consequently, most of these new schools are attracting the high performers. With that, you'll be able to reduce the pressure on Presec and all these top schools. Consequently, it becomes easy for you to eliminate double track.
And finally, if there was one thing you would want to change about free SHS, what would that be? Just one thing briefly.
I don't think there's anything right now that I want to change. Other than the fact that I want to make sure we have gifted and talented education in Ghana. And that the children who are so gifted and have some great ideas, who are normally the 6 to 10% of the population, do not have their innovation and creativity given them by God, just disappear because we did not engage them. So I believe that with the new introduction of courses that has been done, biomedical science is being done, engineering is being done in high school, all those new things that are being done, it's time for us to begin to look at gifted and talented education in Ghana, and to make sure our best minds have an opportunity to blossom in Ghana.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. And that there is Dr. Yaw Adutwum, the man who is seeking to lead the MPP into the 2028 elections, together with 4 others. We wish him well. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I don't understand why some countries have done it, but we can't. We have enough people of goodwill in this country who are also frustrated by what is going on and want to see us turn the corner on poverty. And I'll mobilize those army of people of goodwill. And I'll say to them, let us put this scourge to rest and let our children grow up in a country where everything is possible. And I said, what is it that you're going to do differently? You talk about free senior high school. Then he handed me over to Honorable Safumafo and others, Alan Martin, they were all there. I said, you need to talk to this young man. I want him in Ghana to come and help me implement the free secondary education and other education. Look at challenges facing this country through a different prism altogether, because I don't understand why some countries have done it, but we can't. We have enough people of goodwill in this country who are also frustrated by what is going on and want to see us turn the corner on poverty. And I'll mobilize those army of people of goodwill. And I'll say to them, let us put this scourge to rest and let our children grow up in a country where everything is possible.
Do you accept, though, that you are an underdog in this race?
Underdog is good, and I always accept. I used to be an underdog, so I'll always accept underdog. Underdog is always good in politics.
What makes it good in the primary setting?
This is internal. You are underdog, you are underestimated. It's good. I know the work I'm doing on the ground, so if you underestimate me, it's good for me.
Because I see the August 29th, 2025 Global Info Analytics survey they did. Bawumia 42%, Kennedy Japan 36%, Adutwum 10%. You're in third, 10%.
10%, we just started. I just filed my nomination. They've been running around the country for how many years? Campaigning. Bawumia has campaigned 16 years. And plus now, he's a household name. He's known everywhere. He was with President Akufo-Addo all these years. So I'm even happy that I just started out and I'm on 10. Now that the battle has begun and the whistle has been blown, I'm going to let Ghanaians know that there will be a new dawn, a new day in this country, where all the things that we thought were not possible will become possible because there's a can-do spirit, a can-do attitude that says, I don't take no for an answer when it comes to making sure that we really elevate this nation out of poverty to a place where we can be proud of this nation.
The MPP delegates, are they in the position to appreciate the big picture? Because you're painting the big picture. Yes. Dr. Bawumia has, as you said, will tell them that I was in the dock for you in 2013. I stood there, used my reputation, and fought for you. We lost, but I gallantly fought for you. Kennedy Japan will lay claim to his grassroots connection. I'm the guy who, even when the vice president stood with me when we're in power, I still run him ragged and very, very close. So if there's anybody who can really do this, it's me. Those people have a significant advantage over you. Yes, you've accepted you're an underdog. But this is also about those who can show their sacrifice. What is the Adutwum sacrifice? What can you point to, as Bawumia will point to? The image of him in the dog being questioned and grilled. What do you point to?
You see, in this country, when the Rawlings era, when students were fighting so that we can return to democratic, I happened to be the assistant secretary of the SRC at now KNUST, those they would call the UST. And when I left the shores of Ghana for United States, I did not leave the UP tradition. We were those who founded the California chapter of the New Patriotic Party, where I rose to become the vice chair and served as the vice chair. When it was time for fundraising, you know, those days, the party in Ghana didn't have the resources, and they would come to America. I remember the day President Akufo.
It's been